There's a clip from his website here, and I think he's actually got a picture showing how he created the same effect on one of the old cameras. Is that the link? Let's have a look. There you go. So that's using one of the old cameras, and it looks very much like Dorothy Izatt. And you can see here the bright lights are moving. So plane lights in the sky, high mast lights, antenna lights, car lights, ceiling lights, a lamp in the balcony or whatever, you know. So what he's done is he's cut out bits off that page and stuck it here. So we'll just read this one because it's got a better font. They keep noticing similar patterns over and over again as I watch the lady's film. You see how the streaks of light all have the same shape. That's an indication that the camera was moving during the taking of the photo. Over and over as I watched the video, I kept noticing these repeat shapes. No shit, Einstein. There's been fairly static pictures of 3 to 4 lights, then a frame with 3 to 4 streaks. Yeah, that had similar shapes. I keep trying to look at these pictures non-judgmentally. Yeah, that's what I tried to do too. And my brain would just keep saying that is camera shake, like my brain was doing too. You'll have seen it a million times. We sure have. Okay, but there were a production designer, a visual effects guy, and a cinematographer, all who swore there was no way she could have created these effects with computers or developing equipment. None of us have been saying that. Quite true. What I found strange was that nobody considered the possibility that it arises out of the fault in the camera. Yes. And even new cameras. Now I know something about film, aka movie cameras, video too, but I'm non-stoic about film cameras. I shot with 8mm cameras, 16mm cameras and 35mm cameras, and I'm not a cinematographer, but I do work in the film world, and I own 8mm and 16mm cameras and able to perform basic maintenance and repairs on them. So I sometimes buy a broken camera on eBay if I'm pretty sure what's wrong with it, fix it and maybe make a few bucks, or not. I just fixing things and like the feel of shooting film, although it's too expensive for me to do regularly. Yes, it's an expensive way to do it now. Wow, what I see here is called a registration problem. The lady is shooting with an 8mm camera. Hard to say which model, but most such cameras shoot film that is called Super 8. It has holes just down one side of the film stock, and you get a bigger, better picture by exposing the other side of the film where there are no holes than just a square in the center. Anyway, the way a film camera works is there's a motor, hey! Electric or sometimes wind up, okay, turning gears which open the shutter and move the film along, sometimes using pins or sometimes a clamp mechanism. And what I think is happening in these single frame flash pictures is that the mechanism is monetary jamming, leaving the shutter open and letting the film be overexposed. It could be for a very short time, like 1/9, 1/6, 1/3 of a second. I choose these numbers because Super 8 is normally shot at 18 frames per second, as mentioned in the film. Okay, so I said 1/8, so he's saying 1/9 here. So it's equally divided by the frames per second, blah blah blah. The film has all the quantities of being overexposed. When the video stops on a frame long enough to let you look, and the repeating patterns described above would also be consistent with the momentary shake while the shutter is open for too long. So that's one effect that she was doing. The other one was using reflections in the window with low light. The streaks and some other examples which look like lines or of dashes would be consistent with a light source flashing while moving. For example, some lights on planes and the indicator lamp on a moving car. There you go. Please note, I'm saying that sort of image you get if you overexpose a picture of such a light source at night. I don't know enough about the lady's house or even where it is to make any guesses. Yeah, it's funny that there's not much information about her unless you buy the documentary, and even then it probably doesn't have what you want in it. About what particular lights are, although I did see some blinking red lights on one segment that I'm pretty sure are hazard lights on a industrial or communications tower. There you go, designed to warn pilots about the structure. So that we couldn't find because it's all censored by copyright. My guess is the specific thing with the camera is that it has a broken gear tooth which causes the shutter mechanism to jam open briefly and not too often. Bear in mind that gears are designed by engineers to use numbers of teeth will spread wear evenly over the gear, so a damaged tooth on a gear does not mean that such a shutter error would occur every second or every regular or even regularity. Camera film is not tensioned tightly inside a moving camera as it would break easily, so the problem could be quite intermittent. It might only occur when the film tension is above or below a certain threshold or under a variety of other conditions. Without knowing which exact film camera she is using, I can't make more specific guesses, but if you ever looked at a clockwork mechanism, or even the old film winding camera, you can get the idea of what I'm referring to. So he's saying that even the wind-up cameras can suffer from this. Okay, I think he's on the right track here. We're always on the right track as well, and I think also he's forgotten here that by stalling some of the electronics with high static could be another possibility. Especially if you got some sort of device in your hand that you snuck out your pocket, right? Check the link as he has some photos and other illustrations there. We had a look at top one. If all the cameras are doing it, my first guess would be she's popping the battery compartment open to stop the film. Okay, this is where my idea comes in a bit better. But I suppose there is a latch where you can latch it and doesn't make contact, but I don't believe she was doing that because I was watching, but who knows. And make a time exposure, then pop the battery. So she could do that too. She could pop it indefinitely and wiggle it around and do all sorts of strange things when people are not watching, and then send it to them and say, I filmed this or whatever. But they are obviously time exposures, whether due to batteries being disconnected or camera jamming or some other cause, which is where my idea comes in. I have made enough time exposures myself to recognise the effect as the guy who made the post. I don't know why everyone who has ever made a handheld time exposure wouldn't see the same thing. It's bingo. Unless you're a shill. That's well and good when you're talking about 1 sense of ISAC material. Yeah, well, she did photos with reflections, delay exposure, but delaying or jamming a single frame in question, then overexposing it to that degree. Why no bleed over to any other films? Well, you don't get bleed over. That's why. I think that's answered further down. There is it. Single frame bleed over. Yep. Well, if she's popping the batteries, that will stop the film. The shutter is closed between frames, so she will get exposure when the shutter is open, or have some sort of cover on the lens, right? And the frame is still lined up. Instead of asking why wouldn't there be any bleed over, we could ask why would there be bleed over. Exactly. If the film is stopped for whatever reason, camera defect, batteries removed, static, blah blah blah, it won't bleed over. This to me, what's this another one? What is the motive? Okay. What is her motive? Attention seeking. A lot of people do it in ufology. This to me is quite clear in the movie. She says that people thought she was crazy. So my interpretation of her motive would, from the statement, is to prove to people that she's not crazy by giving them evidence. Even if she has to manufacture it, none of us likes to be marginalized or have other people think we're crazy, so I would consider that pretty strong motivation to try to come up with some proof that we're not crazy or alone. Good luck getting her on your show. That would be an interesting interview. Yeah, I don't think that happened. Why would there be bleed over? With that kind of exposure on adjacent largely black frames, there'll be bleed or some hint of massive overexposure, even if the light is being transferred through brightness through a emulsion or cell material. As far as motive, I think people thought I was crazy, thinking a pretty weak argument. So this is obviously someone that's like a goof on that's trying to defend her. I can see some data, but decades of it. So he's only making assumptions here. So we just had a camera expert saying it can be done, and he's got some examples. And here we got some guy trying to defend it that it would be bleed over on the other frames, which is not true. Again, it's just nonsense. These people that are debating that. Her motives is attention seeking, end the story.